there, I'm Crystal, and today we're starting the Great Office Swap. Let's get going.
This is the room I used to be in. I love the light coming in from the window. I love everything about it. It is, I can see my bird feeders, like it's just beautiful and amazing and wonderful. And I am so thankful for the years that I was allowed to spend in this room. Okay, so step one of this process was to empty out this room and get it ready for my husband to take it over. My daughters, my wonderful, incredible, amazing daughters, helped me take everything out of here and drag it all down to the basement, where it's just sitting in piles and it's a huge mess and a nightmare. But that's okay, that's a problem for future me. For now, I've got to clean the windows, I've got to vacuum the rug, sweep the floor, get everything ready, and I'm gonna just bring you along on the journey as I'm going.
This is editing Crystal in the future. I'm guessing that you're wondering, if I loved that room so much, why in the world did I move out? Well, let me show you.
Recently, I had to start thinking about what I wanted to accomplish with my life, what I wanted to become, who I wanted to be. These kinds of questions have been weighing on me a lot. Now that I'm doing this YouTube thing, I had to ask myself if I wanted to be a Noah or if I wanted to be the crystal potato that sat on the couch for the last 3 years. And I decided that I wanted to be a Noah. I wanted to be the one that God could say, hey, it's gonna rain, go build a boat. And even if nobody else believed it, I would be the one who was willing to go all in and build that boat, no matter what. I needed to make some changes in how I approached my life and where I was living my life, I guess. I've been spending the last 3 years camping on the couch. I have recently been diagnosed with migraines. I have another video about that. If you haven't seen that one, you really should, because I went all in on that video. It was so much fun to make. But I decided no more letting my migraines hold me back. No more sitting on the couch being sad and depressed and lonely. I was going to do something. I was going to accomplish something. Now, I love the idea of using baking soda and vinegar and doing all the natural cleaning things, but I am still in the midst of a 3-day migraine, and so I am going for the, as quick as I can, do this while I have a little energy. This is super gross.
If I was going to be all in like Noah, then I had to be willing to rearrange my sheltered and cozy life and step out in faith, even if it wasn't particularly comfortable or the role that I had envisioned for myself.
All right, I think that is as good as I can get it for today.
When I posted my first video, I was terrified that no one would watch it and that there was no one else out there struggling like me. Imagine my surprise when someone actually took the time to not only watch the video, but leave a comment as well. And not just my friends and family, but lots of someone's. Over and over, I received comments encouraging me to keep on posting because there are others just like me, struggling to find themselves or battling with depression or trying to conquer the clutter that's trying to take over everything.
Remember those little legs I bought for the girls and everything for the... Hey, in your camera shot.
It's okay. I am...
Stuff, baby.
Stop it, dork.
During the time that I was filming my first 3 videos, I was reading about Noah in the book of Genesis, and God was speaking to my heart. I wrote my thoughts on this sticky note, and I still keep it posted to this day right here where I do my video editing. Every single video is a Noah moment, one where I fight to be brave enough to be vulnerable and authentic in speaking about my weaknesses and to openly share my belief in God and how He impacts my life on a daily basis. Over and over, I have to say, "Here I am, God. What kind of a boat are we building today?"
This is editing Crystal again from the future. And I just want to tell you that if you are still here and you're still watching this video, I thank you from the bottom of my heart because it's not easy to share yourself and be vulnerable in front of the entire world. And so thank you for taking your time to listen and to be a part of my journey.
Aha! I think it was Benjamin Franklin who said, "A penny saved is a penny earned." This penny right here, this penny is a symbol for exactly how we're trying to do this makeover. We're trying to be sustainable, make it something that we can live with long term. We're trying to be minimal, not buy any more than we absolutely have to, reuse, repurpose, do all of the things that we can in order to minimize bringing new things into our lives because we have enough. And to be purposeful, that everything we do is done with a reason and with the effort of saving as much money as possible. And now, the mopping. So we're turning this into a music studio for my husband and a work from home office. And we'll be turning the other room into a YouTube studio / mom lives at home and does everything in the world in her one little space. Here we go. Okay, I know that the underlay, I don't know, whatever you call the carpet pad, whatever it is. I know it's not quite the right size, but the rug is one that we had in the attic from our old house. And the carpet pad is the one that was in here with my rug, which is very flowery and my husband doesn't like that. So we are, we are saving by just using what we have. And I have a few stains to clean up off the carpet, the rug, but he loves the colors and it's gonna go really nicely with his guitars and all of the things that he wants to put in here. So I think it's gonna work great. And I don't think that the size of the underlay will really make too much of a big difference because it's not really a super high traffic area. So if we notice a problem, we'll just get a new one and replace it, obviously. But so far, I think it'll be fine. Okay, all swept, all mopped, and the rug has been vacuumed, windows have been cleaned, everything should be ready to go. We just have to start moving his stuff up here. And since it's the middle of the workday for him, that's not going to happen right now, but it will be soon. And I'll try to record some of the process for you just so you can keep up with what's happening.
So I got up this morning intending to come in and film this room before my husband started ripping it apart, and he's already started. So you're not gonna see it the way it was, but this is how it was as his office. And then there were these big bookshelves on this blank wall here, and then his guitar collection.
Maybe they colored those words. Are you recording this?
Yep.
I have to kill you later.
Yep.
So glad that you came.
Pull it back, stay back. Pointing a tick up, but I mean it's in the center. It's just a tick.
Okay.
Should I pull it back off and redo it? No.
Oh.
inside? Yeah. You just say, yes. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the camera? There it is. No, it's, the nails are in here. Don't, is there a nail sticking out of it?
Okay, this is Editing Crystal from even farther in the future, and I have one more quick story to tell you about how I was inspired to do this office swap and continue making my videos. I hope you like it.
Not long after I finished those first few videos, I was watching another creator's video, and in passing they mentioned the phrase burn the ships and how it had impacted their life choices. I was immediately struck by this idea, and being the curious person that I am, I did a little research to find out where the phrase came from. Most think that Hernan Cortez, I guess that's how you say that? Most think that Hernan Cortez is impossible. Most think that Hernan Cortez is responsible because in 1519, when he wanted to conquer the Aztecs and find their treasure, he ordered his men to burn the ships that they had arrived in. This left them with no way home other than to conquer their enemies and steal their ships, which is exactly what they did. However, I discovered that Alexander the Great used the same strategy 1,000 years earlier when his army was facing the much larger army and territory of the Persians. Good old Alex had his men burn the ships behind them, so there was no way left to go but straight ahead into the teeth of the enemy. Retreat was no longer an option. Alex's strategy was successful, and he ended up building the largest empire in the world up to that point.
Okay, we are on day, oh gosh, I've lost count, 4 maybe, of the great office swap. Okay, we have the pallet wall in, and from far away, it looks pretty good. There's a few spots where we gotta do some touch up, we gotta add the trim at the bottom, etc. But there's one particular spot that I wanna show you that I need to work on. Okie dokie. Oh boy. Here we go. All right, up here at the very tip top, the boards are level. We checked it several times, but of course, the ceiling is perhaps not as level as it could be. I found some old ceiling paint, and I'm going to bring the ceiling paint down and fill this little crack. Okay, here goes. I think I could have used a bigger brush. Looks like it's gonna take a couple coats. But yeah, I think that might work. First coat is on, and now I have to work on another spot. While the ceiling is drying, I'm going to work on this little spot here. Oh boy. So my husband didn't tell me until we got to this spot where there was a big crack. The board is level. It's just slight warping and the unique sizes of the pallet wood. But he didn't tell me that the directions said you were supposed to paint the wall in a dark or coordinating color before you started laying the pallets. So let this be a lesson to all of us. Read the directions for yourself. All right, I think it looks pretty good. I did the second coat up there on the ceiling, which looks good. The missing crack part on the right side
is still very noticeable to me, but my husband says it's fine. And I found a bunch of other little spots that I went ahead and touched up with the dark paint just to cover it up. I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but I'm not perfect, so it matches me. Future editing, future editing Crystal here. I realized I had to interrupt my story about burning the ships so that I could tell you what was going on with the renovation, makeover, office swap, whatever. Anyway, let's get back to it, because the most important thing about my videos is what God teaches me along the way. So here you go. Both of these leaders left their men with no other option than to keep pressing forward and conquer their enemy. This is exactly the message that God was giving me. Just keep pressing forward. Keep sharing your heart and your struggles through your videos. Don't give yourself any other option than to just keep moving forward. It doesn't matter if your videos are not like everyone else's. It doesn't matter if you don't fit the cookie cutter template for a decluttering video or a minimalist video or a faith video. It's okay. I am in what you're doing. That's what God was saying to me. Who cares if no one else makes videos like yours? Who cares if people stop watching the moment you mention God? He kept telling me that there were those chosen few that he wanted to speak to through my videos, and that his message was for them, not for the YouTube algorithm. So I burned the ships. Okay, not really, but I came as close as I could. There's no going back now. I gave up my beautiful sunny office so my husband could create his dream music recording setup, and so that I could have a place to film my videos, do my editing, and write my scripts in peace and quiet. I set myself a no options schedule for posting a new video every Friday at 3:30 Eastern. And you know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret setting the schedule. I don't regret switching rooms. I don't regret any of the chaos of the last few weeks as we've been trying to get both offices all set up. There's definitely no going back now that the furniture is all moved up and down the stairs, the new pallet wall is up, the guitars are hung, and he's all settled in. I'm still putting the finishing touches on my new studio office space, but you can look forward to seeing part 2 of the Great Office Swap coming out soon. Let me know in the comments what you think about the first part of the Great Office Swap, and if you like what we've done with his recording studio. I know there's a lot crammed in here, but you can only do so much when you have to work full-time and do a recording studio all in the same space. We were also limited by not wanting to buy any new furniture or spend any more money than just the money for the pallet wall. I hope that God uses this video to encourage you to go all in on something that he has in mind for you. If this video is encouraging to you, please make sure you bop that like button, and I'll see you next time.
I hate that you have to clean up from the cleanup. Ridiculous.
I gave myself a no options schedule. I set myself a... Both of these leaders left their men with no other option than to charge... Both of these men left their...
I have no idea what I'm doing.